singular value decomposition. Any matrix can be decomposed. Any matrix can be decomposed into three matrices. And this unique decomposition is called with special properties. This unique decomposition is called singular value decomposition. Singular value decomposition. For example, consider a matrix A. Consider a matrix A whose dimension is there are m rows and n columns. Okay, m rows and n columns, where m is greater than or equal to n. Okay, so then there are always three matrices associated with this. There are always three matrices associated U, sigma, and V transpose, such that matrix A can be written as A equals U sigma V transpose. Okay, so this U is called left side singular vector, and V is called right side singular vector. Okay, U is called left side singular vector, and V is called right side singular vector. Okay, so such that U is a unitary matrix. What do you mean by unitary matrix? What do you mean by unitary matrix?
Element as in one.
Sorry? Unitary matrix means U transpose U must be equal to I. That is what is unitary matrix. Okay, what will be the order of this thing? Any idea? What is the order of the U matrix? M cross M. Okay, it will be of M cross M. And V is also a unitary matrix. What will be the order? What will be the dimension?
N cross N.
N cross N, correct. Okay, V is also a unitary matrix. That means V transpose V must be equal to I. Okay, so any matrix can be defined in this way. And sigma is, what is the size of sigma?
M cross N.
M cross N, correct. It's an M cross N matrix defined by sigma equals sigma and 0 bar, where 0 bar is a matrix of M minus N cross M elements, null elements. While sigma bar is an N by N diagonal matrix. What are the components of sigma bar? Do you have any idea? Sigma bar will give you the singular values. Okay, singular values of matrix A. What is singular value of a matrix? We had seen that sometime back. What do you mean by singular value? They are square root of eigenvalues of A transpose A. Okay, forgot that. Singular values are nothing but square root of eigenvalues of A transpose A. If A is a complex matrix, then it will be AH, where H represents the complex conjugate transpose. Okay, it's an invariant diagonal matrix. The elements of the diagonal. So here the singular values will be arranged in a diagonal form. Okay, and all other elements will be 0. Right? You will have singular values in diagonal in the diagonal of the matrix. The elements of the diagonal of sigma bar in descending order. In descending order are the singular values. Singular values of matrix A. When we discussed norm, we had seen that. So sigma bar will be nothing but this is sigma 1, 0, 0, 0, sigma 2, 0, like that 0, 0, sigma A. Okay, so diagonal elements will be the singular values and all other off diagonal elements will become 0. Okay. Singular values of matrix A. Singular values of matrix A are the square root of eigenvalues of A transpose A. Okay. Now why we have discussed this is because we want to look at what is called structured singular values. Because when we discussed, if you remember, that spring mass damper example which we discussed some time back, we got the perturbations in matrix form, right? Delta M, delta B, delta K, something like that, right? So there, the perturbation was structured. Okay, we knew that diagonal elements are non-zero and all other non-diagonal elements are 0 elements. Okay, so some form of structure. We had some idea about the structure of the perturbation matrix, right? So structured singular values are used when we want to tackle structured uncertainty. But in the structured uncertainty means you have some idea about the structure of the perturbation. Like here you are having a non-zero diagonal elements like that. Okay. Whereas in the case of unstructured perturbation, what idea we had? We could club it as a single block, and we only knew that its infinity norm was less than 1. That much idea only we had. We didn't have any idea about what is the internal structure of the perturbation. That was concerned with unstructured uncertainty. Okay, we didn't know the structure of the uncertainty. Whereas here it is a structured uncertainty because we know which all elements in the matrix are 0, which all elements are non-zero, and so on. So this is a structured uncertainty. Okay, so structured singular values are used to tackle systems having structured uncertainties. Okay. Now let me define what it is. structure singular value we denote it like this, mu delta of m. What is m here? Any idea?
Size of matrix.
What is that? Come again?
Size of the matrix, sir.
Not size. M is the nominal plant actually. Okay. Keep in mind that linear fraction transformation, right? We had delta, we had the nominal plant, then we had the controller here. Okay. So this means the structure singular value associate structure singular value of the perturbation delta associated with the matrix M. That's the meaning. Okay. Of a complex n by n matrix M is defined with respect to the structure delta of a block diagonal complex n cross n matrix. Okay, so your M is also of n cross n. Okay, so delta is the perturbation associated with M. So naturally, delta will also have a dimension n cross n. Okay, there can be two types of blocks. There can be two types of blocks. Repeated scalar and full matrix. Okay. In general, the structure of a block diagonal complex n cross n matrix can be defined as this is the perturbation that we are considering. Okay, this is the family of perturbation that we are considering. So it will be a diagonal thing. Okay, so there can be repeated scalar as well as full block. What do you mean by that? For example, diagonal element of delta 1 IR1 etc. up to delta S IRS comma delta 1 etc. up to delta F. Delta J is a complex number. Block diagonal delta J is an element of C. J 1. What's the meaning of this? It means that, say, you can have diagonal elements like this, okay? Say delta 1, delta 2, and so on, right? That is the meaning of delta 1, IR1, delta IS, what's delta? Delta S, IRS, etc. Delta 1, delta 2, etc. up to delta S.
Delta 2 or delta S?
This is delta S actually, delta S. Delta S, delta 1, IR1, delta 2, IR2, etc. up to delta S, IRS. Okay, so this delta 1, delta 2, etc. up to delta S terms. Then we have the capital delta 1. This means this itself is a block actually, like this. Delta 1 or what I should write, delta I1, delta I2, like that. Delta J1, delta J2, and so on. Okay, this represents a full delta block. Whereas this is a diagonal thing. That's the difference between capital delta, delta 1 to delta F, and delta 1 IR1 and delta S IRS. Did you get me what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
These
So
deltas are scalars, whereas these itself, they are by themselves, they are another matrices, full matrices. Okay, like that, there will be F number of full matrices, matrix 1, matrix 2, etc. up to F matrix F. Whereas these delta 1, delta 2, etc. are scalar. Are you getting me?
sir, in that mass damper problem, big capital delta was equal to that delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 diagonal matrix.
Not capital delta 1. We got delta M, delta K, delta what B, something like that.
That was given as capital delta, no? The entire thing.
No, you got this scalar only, right? Delta M, delta K, delta B separately.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you see, when you take it as a whole, you will get a capital delta. But individually, they are scalar blocks, repeated scalar thing. This is for delta M, change in K, spring constant, change in the dash water.
Yes, sir. But what is delta? Capital delta 1?
Capital delta means you may have something like this. Say delta, let's say what I should say, I1, delta I2, etc. Delta say J1, delta J2, etc. Delta K1, like it's a full block. It has some rows and some columns. That is what is called full matrix. This repeated scalar means it has only diagonal elements. You see, what is that? Delta 1, IR1. IR1 means what? It's identity matrix.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Understood what I'm saying?
Yes.
This
sir.
small delta, they are all component wise. Delta 1, small delta. They are just scalar thing. Okay.
Okay.
Whereas this capital delta is block, full block. All elements are present.
And also, sir, in previous page, you had told sigma is vector sigma dash and 0 dash.
Yes.
There the 0 dash, the dimension of matrix is different, m minus n cross n. So how will it be compatible in the A matrix?
1 minute. So 0, come again. What is your doubt? Come again.
A is equal to U into sigma into V transpose.
V transpose, correct.
So U is m cross m. And
yes.
When epsilon is m minus n cross n, how will it be compatible?
Come again. What's the problem? What's your doubt?
Sir, sigma is vector of sigma dash matrix and 0 dash matrix.
0 dash matrix. Yes.
When we take 0 dash, it has a dimension m minus n cross n. Then how do we multiply that with U and V transpose? For matrix multiplication, dimension should be matching.
Yes.
Could you please explain that?
So U is m by m. Okay, so this is Just a moment. Give me a moment. Let me check. Sigma is M cross N. Suppose. Out of that, 0 bar is a matrix of M minus N minus sigma is an N by diagonal matrix.
So that should be M minus 1 or M minus N.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Let me take up one example. Just a moment. Please give me a moment. 4 by 4. So it's 4 by 4. Oh, some. I think that is wrong actually. Dimension is not matching there, right? But that is right.
Yes, sir.
Dimension is not matching. Oh, great. Thanks. Just a moment. I will note this. So tomorrow I will clarify that. Okay. Next class I will clarify. Let me move. I have to search where I picked up from. Next class I will clarify. Okay.
Sir, what is 0 dash, sir?
0 dash is a null vector. Null elements.
Will it be always at the last? Will it be always the last element?
That depends on, you see here where M is greater than or equal to N. I have taken this condition. If this condition is not met, then this will hold good actually. Okay, I have considered number of rows greater than number of columns. Okay, if the case is otherwise, then this will be the condition. I told you that in this case you will get your where is that? See, it will be diagonal. So long as number of rows greater than number of columns. Okay, M is greater than or equal to N. Where is that? Here. Right? But if M is less than N, then you will not get proper pure diagonal. You will get some row of zeros also. That's what I meant. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, what is the size of matrix epsilon bar?
Size of matrix epsilon bar should be M cross N. Is it not?
Sir, epsilon bar or epsilon, sir?
No, epsilon. Size of epsilon.
So, in that case, epsilon bar should be M cross N to match this possibility. Because you didn't mention size of epsilon bar. You only mentioned the size of 0 bar.
Okay. Anyway, next class I will clarify. I just want to go through that once again. Okay, next class I will clarify. Tomorrow, next class I will clarify that. Okay. So this is how we are defining the pattern. Okay, where delta I. So this is scalar. Okay, small delta I, delta S, etc. They are scalar quantities. capital delta 1 except of delta FR, it's at block full blocks. Okay. Where delta I is a complex number. And delta I is a complex. M by M is a complex. Mi cross Mi matrix. That's a difference. Okay. So delta 1 is a simple complex number, whereas delta I is a complex matrix comprising Mi rows and Mi columns. Delta I is called the ith full block. Ith full block. Since delta I is repeated, small delta I is repeated, Ri times. Okay, see, this is I wrote I capital I small Ri. Okay, R1 etc. up to IRs, right? Ri times in the block delta I Ra is called a repeated block. There are S repeated blocks. There are S repeated blocks. This is S, okay, suffix is S, and F full blocks. Dimensions of these repeated and full blocks. Dimensions of these repeated and full blocks must add up to n. Okay. What was n? N was the dimension of the A matrix. Right? Must add up to n. This structure, now how will you define the structure singular value? The structured singular value mu delta of M is defined as of a complex n cross n matrix. M is defined as follows. Mu delta of M is equal to 0 if determinant I minus M delta is not equal to 0 for any delta belonging to this delta set. What is this delta bar? Delta bar is this set actually. Okay, this is delta bar, right? So for any delta belong to this delta, mu structure singular value mu delta of M will be 0 if this determinant I minus M delta is not equal to 0. Otherwise, it will be 1 divided by minimum of the maximum singular value, the largest singular value of delta. This is how it is defined. Determinant I minus M delta equal to 0. Let's take one example, let it be clear. Suppose your M is example 1. M is given as 0, 0, 1, 0, right? And your delta is given like this. Delta 1, 0, 0, delta 2. Can you find what is singular value? Structure singular value. How will you find? What you have to first do? You have to find I minus M delta. Okay. Find what is I minus M delta. Find what is I minus M delta. Find. What is I minus m delta? What is I minus m delta? Determinant.
One, sir.
1. So what will be the structure singular value?
0.
0. Okay. So if this determinant is not equal to 0, then the structure singular value will be equal to 0. Let us take one more example. M equals 2, 1, 2, 1. And delta equals delta 1, 0, 0, delta 2. Find what's the structure singular value? What will be your determinant I minus m delta? What's determinant I minus m delta? Come on, what is determinant I minus m delta?
One minus 2 delta 1 minus
Sorry,
delta
1 minus
2. 2 delta 1 minus delta 2. Plus delta 2.
plus delta 2.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So this must be equal to what? See. So you see, our determinant is not equal to when determinant is equal, this determinant is equal to 0, this will be the maximum singular value. Agreed? So what's the condition for determinant I minus m delta to be equal to 0? This must be equal to 0. Okay. Or what will you get? It means 2 delta 1 plus delta 2 must be equal to 1. Right? Now you assume your perturbation delta 1 is say 0.3 or 1 by 2. Okay. So can you find what is the condition for delta 2? What's the condition for delta 2? From this you substitute and find what's delta 2.
1 by 3.
1 by 3. Okay. So you see what's the perturbation block now? 1 by 3, 0, 0, 1 by 3. So do you know what's the singular value of maximum singular value of this? Or minimum value of my sigma bar? What will be that? Any idea? In MATLAB, there's a command SVD. Okay. If you use SVD of this matrix, let me call this as A. SVD of A will give you the singular value of this thing. Singular values. Okay. So you will see that the minimum value of this thing will be equal to 1 by 3. So what will be the structure singular value? What will be structure singular value? 1 divided by that value. That means it will be equal to 3. Did you get me? This matrix, this perturbation matrix delta 1. See, we have seen if our delta 1 is 1 by 3, then our delta 2 must be equal to 1 by 3, so that this becomes equal to 1. Under that condition, I minus m delta will be equal to 0, right? So what you have to do? You have to find the singular values of this matrix. Okay, which singular value you have to find? The maximum, the singular value among that, the minimum, the least of that. Okay, so you will get that as 3. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
You can try in MATLAB also and get convinced. Okay, you feed your A matrix 1 by 3, 0, 0, 1 by 3, because this was the delta that we had considered. Okay, so now if you assume that your perturbation is 1 by 4, see what happens. If this is 1 by 4 and this is 1 by 4, value will change. Okay, so it depends on the perturbation values actually. Okay, so here the structure singular value will be equal. Next heading, robustness analysis with structured singular value mu. Let M of s and delta of s be stable P1 by Q1 and Q1 by P1 transfer functions. Also let delta of s be a block diagonal matrix. Having block diagonal structure. And satisfying. See, when we define mu, it is necessary that our delta is of this particular form. Then only these things will work. Okay, our delta should belong to this family, this particular family. Okay, then only this will work. And satisfying. Delta of s infinity norm less than beta inverse, where beta is some constant, which is greater than 0. Okay, then the following loop is well posed and internally stable. Which loop? The standard LFT loop, delta of s and M of s. If and is stable, if and only if supremum of omega mu delta of mg omega is less than or equal to beta. It is somewhat similar to our small gain theorem which we did. Okay, so that was small gain theorem we stated for unstructured uncertainty. Okay, so here we are considering a structured uncertainty where our structured block has some perturbation has some structure. Okay, so for all the frequency range, this mu delta, it should be less than or equal to beta. Then we can say that our system with structured uncertainty will be robust. Okay, the mathematical proof is there. We will not go into that. Okay, that's beyond the scope. So we'll stop here for today and meet again on Wednesday. Thank you.
Sir.
Yes.
Do we have class?
Wednesday, what's the problem? Wednesday is our class, right? 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. What's the problem with Wednesday?
No, sir. We received a mail saying that it's a holiday. That's why I'm asking.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Let me check. Oh, Wednesday is holiday, right? Wednesday classes are suspended, I think. Yes.
Sir.
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir. What is the quiz syllabus, sir?
What is the?
Quiz syllabus.
What is the?
Quiz syllabus, sir.
Up to today's portion. When is the test actually? Your test was supposed to be on Friday, right? Friday or Wednesday. Some 14th or something like that, no?
It's been postponed, sir, to 24, I guess.
25th?
23rd, sir. 23rd, sir.
23rd.
I didn't see that mail. Maybe. But up to today's portion will be there.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
What about our project thing? Did you try that paper? I had asked you to try with that HFT control. Did anyone try that?
Sir, I tried and got the feedback controller.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Who is that? Is that Chaitanya or Srinivasan?
Srinivasan, sir.
Srinivasan, I would like to see that. Are you free now?
Yes, sir. I'll search for it.
Just show me. I want to see that. How
Okay,
to?
sir, but the model has been altered lately.
No worries. Let me see. I think my setting has changed. How to see this thing? Just a moment. Yes, Srinivas. I would like to see that.
Right now, sir?
Yes, right now.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. Let me open.
See, this course I told in the beginning, you have to try with MATLAB simulation. Otherwise, you cannot learn that. Okay. If you see the syllabus, more than half we have covered. But the real crux of this thing is you have to do in MATLAB simulation. Otherwise, you cannot understand things. In the class, we cannot take up complicated problems. That's why I'm forcing you to try some examples at least at your own pace. Please do that. Okay. Don't take it lightly. Srinivas, go ahead.
Sir, it's loading. Can you see my?
It's coming. What is the plant actually? Can you go to your plant first? What is the problem?
That is written in my notebook.
Okay. Can you just explain what it was?
Just a second. I'll open the paper and give you a.
Oh, okay.
Answer.
This Wu book, are you having the latest version? First edition is very bad actually. Second edition is very good actually.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
In this, actually, this is the flight dynamic model for a longitudinal flight. But I have simplified this into a 2x2 matrix.
How?
Actually, this is a 4th order matrix, sir.
Model, yes.
It can exhibit 2 modes of an aircraft.
Okay.
I have simplified it to control just one mode.
Mm-hmm.
And
how did you do that?
I made some approximations. It is actually in our flight dynamics, we can simplify the 4th order to 2nd order.
Okay.
It gives an accurate, somewhat accurate description of the flight. Then I took the elevator control as one of the controls, sir. This is delta E is the U here.
Elevator control.
Yes, sir.
What's the delta T? What's that? Delta T.
Delta T is actually throttle.
Throttle. Okay. Huh.
But throttle is actually not given here. Throttle control is cannot be measured.
Okay.
So then I fed it into this matrix and that procedure you taught us that day.
So was everything matching with what we did? Because in some version of MATLAB, certain commands will not work actually. Originally, there was a separate toolbox called for mu analysis. Now it is not available in MATLAB actually. I don't know whether commands will still work or not. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
I got this KC at
controller gain, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the order of the controller gain? It should be more or less same as the planned order. That's the disadvantage of HFT controller basically. Your order of the controller and hence the controlled system will be increasing largely.
Yeah, so this was the.
Okay. That is ABCD matrix, right? Where is the gain?
This is the gains.
Okay. Huh.
I don't know if it's correct or not.
How will we interpret this thing now? Now, see, that's why in MATLAB, we have to think and analyze. Then only you can understand. Okay. When you speak of CISO system, it is easy to explain. This is like this is like that. But when it comes to MIMO case or things like this in MATLAB, we have to spend some more time. Then only you can understand it. So you are getting KC_SS. So that means what? SI minus A minus B plus B. How will you interpret this thing now?
I don't know. Once we go through this control part, maybe we'll. I mean, in flight dynamics, not here.
No. I'm asking how we can interpret this. D equal to he has got KC and underscore SS equal to some value he has got, right? Static gain. Maybe 0.3176 x1 plus minus 0.73353 x2, something like that. Should be. By Cx plus D. Cx plus D.
So here the D matrix alone has values. Others are all null matrix.
All null only. Yes. And your HFT has come to 0.47, that gamma, right?
Yes.
0.47. There are other commands also that HINF, what is that? RIC, HINF LMI, something is there actually. Okay, I am not aware of that. Please go to that toolbox and see what are the commands available. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, how will you do this? Now we have to think how we can incorporate how this can be interpreted and incorporated. AC_SS. Could you go to the manual and see how they have taken it further?
No, sir. In that module, they haven't given a very good description. So I modified it according to what I know.
Okay.
They have used some mixed sensitivity and sensitivity problems. I couldn't understand.
But S bar T or S bar K, what sensitivity they have used? Can you come down? Where is that they have mentioned?
This one. This control is given as this function. I don't know this.
Basically, they are using PD control. PD control.
This function is representing a sigmoid like this.
Yes. Can you come down a little bit? Srinivas, can you do one thing? Can you use that SS to TF command and see what's the transfer of the controller coming?
Okay, sir.
But what did you get in that case? ABCD. Srinivas, yeah, I suggest you just try giving SS to TF. Some command is there. You just help space SS to TF type. Help space SS to TF. Enter. num comma din equal to so now you write square bracket num comma din equal to, just copy that command, square bracket num comma din equal to so your ABCD null matrices are there or not?
Yes, sir. A, B, C are null matrices. D is the
okay. Just see what is happening. Not enough input arguments. No, not like this. You have to give it in the same format. SS to TF, A comma B comma C comma D. Like that format only you have to give.
Okay, sir.
What ABCD? What are the respective ABC? AKC comma. What is that? Put a round bracket. Close the round bracket. Enter. IU was specified. IU instead of IU we give comma 1 you put. Maybe there are 2 inputs here, right? U1, U2.
What's that?
2 inputs are there, right? U1, U2. What is this? 0.317. So it means it's a static gain only, right?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, actually, how do we make sure that the values reach exact with the same paper? Like,
how do we make sure that?
In my paper, they have mentioned some values, sir. After doing this thing, I'm not getting the exact value what they have got.
See that there are many aspects to that. Sometimes deliberately authors will not tell you what is the value that they have chosen. Okay, for some proprietary reasons or something like that, for some classified reasons. That there is no way actually. It is just through trying through different kinds of iterations only you can decide what's the value. Always, especially in aerospace control related papers, you will not get the correct data. Okay, so everything will be scaled or manipulated for some classified reasons. How this normally when you implement an HFT controller, its size should be at least of that planned size. Actually, that's the disadvantage. Okay, if your plant is second order, you should at least get a second order HFT controller or more. That's the disadvantage of HFT. So what's the meaning here?
This is a proportional controller.
Proportional controller, yes. Can you do one thing? Can you put this value for the controller and see what's the output coming in the feedback loop? Is it possible? Did you get me what I'm saying? See, in the feedback loop. Okay, just visualize. You have an error detector. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
From the error detector, you are having a controller. So instead of controller, you give 0.3176.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And that is connected to the plant.
To the plant, yes. And from the plant output, you give a unity feedback back to the error detector with the negative feedback.
Here, how do I give the plant? So just P is enough?
Not P. See, for P, this should be converted into state space form actually, because this is in packed form, no?
Okay.
This is in packed form. Is it not?
Yes, sir. But how do I convert this B1, B2 and all as input or stage?
1 minute, let me take the notes. If you see that LFTA, that is why we have to sit and think together. It will take time. when we discussed LFT, so A, B1, B2, C1, D1 in state space form. So I think you will have to club B1, B2 together as a one single. Because from here it is in a packed form. So packed form means you have A, B1, B2, C1, D1, D1. I have to look into that. Let me go through that. Then I will get back to you. Huh?
Sir, I'll use some command to unpack P, and that 4 matrices we get as A, B, C, D. When
that K is for controller. AK, BK, no, AK, BK, line 10. AK, BK, CK, DK is the controller ABCD matrix only, right?
Yes, I mean, the same can be done for P also. When you unpack P, will I get 4 matrices or will I get this thing?
My gut feeling says you should get 4 matrices. Okay, A matrix will be there. Your B matrix will be comprising B1, B2. Okay. See, when you in the normal form when you write, you have A, B1, B2, C1, D11, D12, C2, D21, D22.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But in that case, how many input? Yeah. You should get solid A block, one single A block. Okay. Then you should get one B block, which comprises B1 and B2.
Is this the one?
No, that is B2 only, right?
No. Okay. I should change my notation. 1 minute.
That's both B1 and B2.
Yeah, I should give some other new variable. A3.
See, that's why I'm asking you, please come here. We will sit and discuss. Okay. That's why I'm asking, come to our campus. None of you are coming. What to do? It will take time. We have to sit and discuss this thoroughly. A3, B3. So now can you convert this into transfer function? You write square bracket num comma din equal to square bracket closed.
I don't know. I was looking whether I have some other variable with the same name.
SS to TF. Round bracket opened. A3, B3, C3, D3. Enter. IU must be specified. Yeah. You put 1. So now 1 minute. What's the command? TF of num comma din. TF of num comma din. What's this?
Must be row vectors. But num is a matrix, not a row.
Yes, sir. Hello. എത്ര ഉള്ളൂ എനിക്ക് അപ്പൊ ഞാനിപ്പോ എന്തോ വേണം ശരി എന്നാ എടുക്കാം തന്നെ എന്റെ അഭിപ്രായം തന്നാ മതിയോ ഓക്കെ താങ്ക് യു യെസ് വാട്ട്സ് ദി പ്രോബ്ലം ഹിയർ
Sir, I got num as a 3x3 matrix. So says you can't use it. Both numerator and denominator should be row vectors.
If you use another anyway, your denominator will be the same.
Yes, denominator is a row vector. numerator came out as a matrix. So
But you see, your first row and third row are one and the same only.
Yes, sir.
First and third row in the numerator.
Yes.
So plant is stable only, right? S square plus 4.968 S plus this thing, but it will have a zero in the right half of this plane. Well, how do you get this thing?
I took the first row alone from numerator.
No, first row and third row are one and the same. You should get the same thing only, right?
Yes, sir. I just took one row for the transfer function.
1 minute. This command numerator 1 comma this thing means first row and all columns. Okay.
Yes,
so this one is 2 comma 3 means what? Is 2 comma 3 means third
2 comma 3 means this 0.
No, it's 2 comma 3.
It's 2.
This can you see this second first TF num comma you have written, right?
Yes, sir. This one.
No, before that, on top of that. That one. Is 2 comma 3.
This is wrong.
Oh, that you have written transpose there, right? That's why it came.
I mean, I took the last column and tried to do, but
not last column. You have to take one of the rows actually.
Yeah. That's why I changed it here. So this is the row.
Okay. Then it is correct. Then that should be the transfer function. Now, can you put it in the loop and see what's the output?
How to do? No,
as I said, see, you have to do some calculation by hand actually. See, that's why you visualize that. You have an error detector.
Oh, we should multiply this with KC. Yes, sir.
KC, and then you have to close the loop actually. This is the open loop plan, right?
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Did you get me what I'm saying?
Yeah, this transfer function into
KC into that controller.
This one or this one? We have getting 2.
You have to see the both. You have to see the both, I think, independently.
Okay, sir.
Because one is from how should I interpret this? Can we sit at some other time? Now it's 5 o'clock actually. Bus is about to leave.
Okay, sir.
When will you be free? No, you should not leave it up. We have to think it, sort it out. Okay.
So Wednesday we have. I mean, we were given a holiday, but actually we can have a class if you.
Okay, Wednesday afternoon. Can we meet to discuss this?
Yes, sir.
Wednesday afternoon we will meet. Okay, morning I have to go to hospital. Afternoon we will meet.
So is there class on Wednesday or not?
No, not class actually. I want to discuss this particular problem actually.
Yes, sir. This can happen on Wednesday.
Yeah. So those who are free can attend. Okay, they can also learn because each problem is different actually. Weighting function in one case may not be applicable in another context. Okay, so all those who are free and interested, please join. Maybe at around 2 o'clock is fine.
Yes, sir.
2 o'clock we will meet. Huh? You also think in the meantime what is to be done. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Friday class, is it there?
Friday class is there. What's the problem? Friday class is there.
No, okay. Just confirm. Evening, Friday.
Friday evening. What time? 2:30, right?
Sir, from 2:30 to
3:30.
From 3 to 5 we have another class. So could we change the time?
Can we start earlier then?
Okay for me, sir.
No, sir.
You do one thing. You can WhatsApp me. Okay. You can WhatsApp me what time.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that no one is clashing no one gets clashed with their time.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. See you on Wednesday 2 o'clock. Okay. Chaitanya, Srinivas.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll meet. Just do some more thinking and analysis on this thing. Okay, I would like to hear it. Don't leave it at this point. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.